Hello and welcome to a Magic the Gathering Arena Brawl video, where we'll be looking at one of the decks that I made. That wasn't the one I was intending to do first. I was going to go for Sweet Dreams with Ashiok. However, given that Veganuary is a thing now, and that eventually led to the name of this deck, I felt it was more fitting to cover Literal Vegan Diet first, whilst it's still Veganuary. So, this deck's built around Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, who, quite frankly, you probably wouldn't get away with telling him what he can and can't eat. He'll just eat it all anyway. And so, telling him straight up, hey, don't eat meat for this month. His response is probably to try and eat the people telling him to not eat meat. So, terrible name aside, the Titans caught my interest specifically for Brawl and Commander because the escape mechanic is interesting when it comes to Commander. Given that you can't cast them from the command zone, the initial mana cost of 2 is easily achievable and basically just makes it a creature sorcery for that purpose. And so it's going to get played early on, and then every time it dies you'll be able to bring it back for its escape cost without having to care about command attacks. So, in that regard, it's an interesting design space since you still have to exile cards from graveyard, so your graveyard still has to keep filling up with cards to get the value, and you can also still return it to the command zone to then cast it again for the sorcery side, just for it to sacrifice itself again if, for example, you've not got the cards in graveyard, so you want it available to just force another discard at 4 mana as well as 2 mana, and then put in the graveyard that time, stuff like that. So I really wanted to play around with it and see just exactly how well the escape mechanic works with a commander. And so I built the deck around it, and with the effect causing discard, the best way to capitalize on it, since it's not got trample or anything like that, would be to just make sure their hand is empty, and with their empty hand, whenever we attack, they can't discard anything, they lose 3 life. So we built a lot around that. Though we did also go for a bit more aggression to capitalise in coming in early. Things that we don't mind then dying, just so we have cards in graveyard to escape with Kroxa, with just a few high-end cards, just because they're fun. Like Captive Audience probably isn't the best card for this deck, in all honesty, but it does technically force the opponent to discard their entire hand, so we'll then always get the Kroxa triggers at that point. Haunt of Hightower is a pretty good option. Stormfist Crusader's arguably a little bit of a non-bow, but at the same time Kroxa should mitigate the fact that they're drawing an extra card by forcing them to discard that card. So it's, all in all, focusing around that, and then, yeah, Davriel as well for more damage pings. Timuret Calls the Dead and Maya Triton, just to get a few extra cards in the graveyard. They're not necessarily the best with the strategy, but it does fill up the graveyard so that Kroxa can escape somewhat reliably if they're pulled. And yeah, that's essentially how I intend to play this deck. Coming in fast, eating up the opponent's hand so they've not got too many good options, and then eventually, in the late game, just being able to smash them down with incremental damage from them not having any cards to discard to Kroxa. And hopefully, eventually, just actually hitting them with Kroxa. So, with that in mind, let's get into the games themselves. Hello, Kalia. Name's Kroxa. Now, I expect this to go one of 2 ways. Oh, I go first with the Dreadhorde Butcher. Ooh. I like this. I like this a lot. So I think I'm going to actually Butcher instead of Kroxa first. Start growing. Ah. Shut down. Or is it? Do they take the bait? Do they block? They do. Alright. Kill the drawbridge at least. I don't want any haste shenanigans coming in and catching me off guard. But yeah, I do genuinely expect it to go one of two ways. Either Kroxa sits in the grave and does nothing. That's good. Does the Butcher get to hit? Okay, it's now big enough to kill Kalia. So, I think with Dreadboard and Kroxa. Yep, that's a long way off. Graveyard, please. That's a good point, is I could technically, if I've not got stuff in the graveyard, put it into command zone and then 4 mana make them discard another card. So maybe it was better to put back in command zone. They had a Clarion. Hey, Rankle. And the question is, what do I discard? Probably the Oven. Kalia does give them a whiff. A whiff of the Kalia. That's good. Do they take the trade? They take the trade. Sensible. I need one more card in my graveyard to bring Kroxa out. So I'll take this down to Bone Crusher. I want to save the Davriel until... Oh, they put Kalia in graveyard? Interesting. Also interesting. Okay, I'll just drop this Cavalier instead. I'll submit 0. I do like these cards. Oh. Exile. I want it in my graveyard. Okay, Haunt of Hightower. Drop removal, they'll use it on it now. That's fine. I mean, I'm still not happy about it, but it's fine in the grand scheme of things. You're playing a dangerous game. If I draw a land, I can Kroxa and Davriel. Okay, or that works too. I'm not sure how experienced that opponent was. They were making some questionable decisions. Ah, good old Torbran. This is gonna probably hurt. That could be a lifesaver. The Underworld Dreams is currently a little bit of a stinker, but hey, what can you do? Okay, I think, given the circumstances, I'm going to Signet instead of Kroxa. I have a bit of time. They've got a lot of cards to throw away at the moment. Let them play out some. The wider they go, the better. That's not all that wide at the moment. Do have Murderous Rider up now as well. Kroxa. I think I'm going to try the command zone trick for now, since I then have the mana to play it again next turn. If they miss a land drop, then I'm probably going to just go for the Widespread Bounty. Presuming they've got a shock. That's a good point. Shock can beat the Widespread Brutality. Gonna pass turn. If they drop Torbran, then Murderous Rider is able to hit them. Okay. Yeah, that can kill Kroxa technically once Kroxa hits the field, as well as blowing up the Signet, which is pretty good. It's Torbran mana. I'm not playing Torbran. I get to steal a card off the top of my deck. What do they hit? Cavalier. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. Don't still have the rider up after this. Although I think because of the way this works, it goes off before they can respond to it. It's all in one effect. Yep. Smarty's pretty good. I've got a pretty full hand at the moment though. And I will... No, let's attack first. Underworld Dreams. Start getting pings in. Because that will hit pretty hard with the Torbran when I target it. That is true. However...
Magnificent!
Yep, I take 2. Dies. That dies.
I will consume you.
Kroxa. And this time, I think it goes graveyard. Because I'm going to Timber it. Timber it, Murderous Rider. Let's undo that. So yeah, I can now either Kroxa or Murderous Rider as I feel necessary. Oops. Decline that. Okay, let's play the risky game of just going straight for Kroxa. Okay, that's probably something that can remove it. Oh, they've got the blaster and they can blow up the Kroxa. Yep. So I'm about to mill 3. I think I've got it. Blocks 4. Unfortunately, by losing that, I do now have 1 mana short to play the Murderous Rider out to get the 1 additional. So, let's see here. I take 4, I lose 2. Playing a dangerous game here. I do have Deep to Extinction, which can answer another threat. Attack for 2. Yeah, they're a long way off of Torburn, so I'm feeling confident. Okay, Scry X, gain 2 life. Rankle is pretty good. It's just power it buffs. Yep. Okay, 1 zombie attack. Okay, you're tapping out for that. Alright. gain the life back with Murderous Rider, so this is fine. Yeah, you stay on top. Could have Field of Ruined the last zone ages ago, now that I think about it. Alright. There we go. Another game down. That one was a little bit more tense, but I think we managed to control the board long enough to not get overrun by Torbran. Alright, Omnath, let's see what you're made of. Duress, Playcrafter. Yeah, this is alright. There's 2 cards gone right off the bat. Maybe 3 if they've not got a creature. Only the Chromatic Lantern. That's coming down, but that's not growing. Cloudkin, Paradise Druid. That being said, Paradise Druid could probably come down first. Alright, and now I've got all of our colours assembled. Alright, what do you discard? Yeah, makes sense. Command Zone for now. I think I can get a 4-mana use out of it since turn 3 I played Crafter. It being on that is a little bit more awkward. But it does slow down their ramp a bit. Oh, that's not good. That's a good top deck on their part. That Storm could have been a lifesaver, and Rankle too. Ah, feels bad, man. Feels bad. I do have Death Touch, and Kroxa will get played and then put into graveyard this time. Yeah, they're just gonna try and fly over, which is a sensible play. Graveyard this time. And I get Witches Oven 2. I could play Conrad first and get value from... it's 2-3 creatures coming out, so that's 3 damage. Then again, I get rid of the last card. I'll take rid of the Cloudkin Seer, which is peculiar. The fact they did that, though, I think I will take the turn to drop Conrad. Especially since those those dying gives another 2 triggers. Okay, that's fine. That's more ramp. Oh, that's that mitigates the life loss. It's a bit of a pain. But yeah, getting Kroxa next turn is going to be pretty big. They can take 3.
Don't worry, I brought company.
We'll block one of them. They're still not attacking with the Cloudkin. I actually kind of want to draw a land so I can captive audience, because that's gonna really swing things. Murderous Rider. I think I do this first still. Card, they just straight up lose 3 life. No attacks. Alright, that's fine.
Oh, they're so cute.
So yeah, I have to kill that Overgrowth Elemental. It's currently pretty much negating my way of winning, and it's also getting pretty big. Derevi, don't mind if I do. I definitely want to kill this first.
My face and lived, I think.
Do I attack with Kroxa? No, I don't think I do. Currently they can grow Omnath to... I mean, my Death Touchers, they're scaring them off still. But, yeah. They're in a pretty awkward spot at the moment where they just will keep taking damage. That Spitfire can be scary, especially that Scorch Spitter. Go on, one more land, Captive Audience.
Find your fires of
They
passion
decide to stop
within.
making those. Cloudkin swings, Gabriel goes down, as expected. Widespread Brutality. Deals with a Scorch Spitter, doesn't kill anything else. Makes... oh, it also kills my Death Toucher, so... not the best. Just one card and grave at that moment. Underworld Dreams. Yeah, they got a scary collection of elementals right now.
We can do this together.
If they start punching me to death with Cloudkin, might be in a bit of trouble. Yeah, that's fine. So I've got a couple of turns. So they obviously discard their hand first. If they discard their hand and then make 5 zombies, then... this is awkward. Had this been one turn sooner, I think this might have paid off. No, I think I can do it. Just maybe. Nah. I think, yeah, I think they've just gone a little bit too high. That's a nice new animation, but yeah, they discard their hand first. Because they got nothing in hand. Yep, they grow that bigger. That's now 6 damage. They might actually be able to... That's actually lethal. They can swing for lethal. Have they realised? I don't think they've realised.
Can't believe Mother Ludi gave us homework.
Because yeah, that gets +3. So that's 10 in the air if they attack with the Scorch Spitter. Yep, they didn't realise. So I have one more turn, I think. They could also castle Embereth, which is another 2 damage. Okay, that kills the Spitfire. Doesn't kill the Seer. That's what I need it to kill. I attack with everything. Widespread brutality. Okay, let's try and push here. Oh yeah, their life total was 4, so. Interesting, double blocking there. That's a good point. I actually do get pings for each of these, so that's 3 pings I get. So I could kill the Cloudkin as well, if all of my things die. And depending on how they block with these Omnaths. Yeah, I'm only getting the 1 ping. That's not going to be enough. No, wait. Not even getting that. Although, no, it doesn't count itself. So 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I think I've actually done it. Okay, pulled it out at the end there. Almost missed it. Whew. So yeah, Kroxa was pretty fun. I do actually really like the interaction that I can play him twice, technically, before I actually have enough cards in graveyard to escape him. So there's actually some fun ways to play around it. I didn't like how... Ideally, I think I might go and look at the things that stick more cards in graveyard, since getting out Kroxa faster should probably be a priority. And I think I definitely can do that, since there's a lot of cards in black that allow you to put the cards into graveyard that I've just not got for one reason or another. So that doesn't do too much. Funeral Rites technically does. Oh, Gorging Vulture is in here. I guess it's just Hierophant I'm missing. I guess Cauldron's Gift's another good option. But then I've got Horn of Hightower. That's good for bringing that back with that. Maybe Lamia, but... So actually no, there's not as much as I thought. Maybe Wand of Vertebrae actually. That could put in a little bit of work. Just putting an additional card in each turn, speeds it up. Make sure I've already got things in graveyard. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, take care.